Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It's Mike's Talks and Thoughts here, back again with another The Last of Us review, and today we have Season 1, Episode 7, Left Behind here. And of course, with all of these videos, if you have not seen up and through Season 1, Episode 7, definitely come back. Once you have, we will be going into spoilers here for the episode as well as the entire Last of Us series. But without further ado, let's hop straight into this episode. So, of course, with this episode, we were left on that cliffhanger sort of last episode with Joel being injured here and, of course, stabbed. And we see Ellie frantically, trying to fix him. And this ultimately leads into Ellie's backstory here. So this episode was entirely on Ellie's backstory and sort of how she was living beforehand. So we get to see in the Boston quarantine zone here, Ellie's always been this little troubled kid, and she's still getting in trouble here. She ends up injuring one of the other students here. They actually have class here, which was interesting to see. And from there, we see just how Ellie is still troubled here, and we get to meet her roommate and her friend Riley here as she's sneaking in late at night, and these two go on this incredible journey together and finding out that Riley, has been sneaking away and trying to be recruited by the Fireflies here, of course, this powerful group in the Last of Us series. And we're going to get to know them very, very well moving forward as they become big players throughout the entirety of this show. So Riley and Ellie here basically just go on this journey late at night, and Riley has this cool spot that she shows Ellie, this mall, and everything lit up, and it was sort of a gesture here of, a token, I would say, of their friendship. And it was really great to see just them playing all the games, going through, exploring. Some funny lines in there as well. I loved the Mortal Kombat scene where they're playing Mortal Kombat at the arcade. Just really great bonding moments here. This episode is not going to be one that's fast-paced and a lot of action. This was very much more storytelling and background telling on Ellie and her relationship with this friend Riley that sort of ends up becoming more than that later on. So as you see them having a lot of fun, Riley explains that this is going to be her last night in Boston. She's going to be moving to Atlanta as a part of the Fireflies. She's recruited, and Ellie just loses her shit, basically saying, like, this was never for me, basically just going off on her and leaving, and then, just not having anything to do with her at that point. And this, I guess, also brings us back into something I forgot to mention. And before they went into this mall, they spot this person who, had just passed, and they see him fall like right through the floor here, and, think nothing of it here, nothing that will come about. And then you see bits and points throughout the episode where he starts, becoming alive and crazy, and that's going to come back in the end to bite them if they didn't take care of him sooner. And that's exactly what happened, man. Freaking, they're having a moment here, Riley and Ellie here, as Ellie comes back to this, it was a Halloween store, is like the last setting here that they have this really weird, really real talk here. And there's a little kiss scene here. So Ellie feels a lot more for Riley, and of course Riley feels the same. They are sort of more than friends now, and something that she's trying to convince her not to leave and don't leave her alone and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden you hear, here he comes, the freaking this runner man just freaking comes and goes freaking crazy. And you just see this epic fight and this attack of Ellie and Riley against this runner here, and it's really, really great. You think that they're going to be ended. At least Riley, we knew Ellie was going to survive this because, of course, she's in the main story right now. But Riley didn't know if she was going to get killed right away, if it was going to wait it out, if she was going to survive and then go, and we could possibly see her later on. But we see here Ellie shows that she has been bitten by this thing, and that is very reminiscent of the first episode where we get to see her mark here that she is infected and that she doesn't turn. And then we see Riley's also been infected here, and they just sit and Ellie just loses her shit. It's absolutely heartbreaking and so sad to see that she can't do anything to fix this, and they just sit there and sort of wait it out. And after that entire storytelling of about 40-45 minutes of Ellie's past here with Riley here, she's able to go in present day and find these stitches to stitch Joel's wound up, and it sort of leaves it off on that for this episode here. This was definitely an interesting episode, a little bit slow at points. I definitely still enjoyed it, especially like the back 15 minutes of this episode was incredible. It did start off slow, took a while to ramp up the pace of this story and getting me invested in this Riley character, but when they did, they definitely did. I'm still going to give this probably an 8.5, probably one of the weaker ones of the seasons for sure. Still a really good episode. I would still recommend this episode. It wasn't a bad episode at all, but probably towards the bottom here, like 8.5. I think I'll be generous and give it 8.5 just because the ending was really good for this episode here. But yeah, yes, now we're, I believe, 2 episodes left for The Last of Us, so can't wait to see what you guys have to say, and always reach out and comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I know this review is coming out a little bit later. I wish I could get it out a little bit sooner for you guys, but we're definitely here, and we'll be here each and every week, still coming out with these Last of Us reviews. I want to do a characters tier list, maybe even a season review, which will definitely be coming at the end of the season, and we'll see where things go from here. So yeah, that's going to do it, guys. Take care, and peace out.